Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about a decision I made back in December, selling all of my ETH for Solana. How do I feel about this decision now? Was it the right decision? I'm kicking myself in the butt. Maybe I should have stuck with ETH a little bit longer. Or is Sol the right way? Obviously, today Sol's doing pretty well. Overall market's going down a little bit, not too crazy, but Sol is is a standout right now. And I want to make another video, just give you an update on what I'm seeing and how I'm feeling about that decision. So guys, if you're a Solana fan or ETH fan, let me know in the comments. And if you like the video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more of my content, please subscribe to the channel. So let's get into the video and talk about my decision. Was it the right one? Am I having second thoughts? Let's see. Buyer's remorse, all of that. Like we said, the overall space right now is a little downtick, 4.9, down 4.2 actually. And if we look at ETH currently, it sits at 3694.04. It's down a little bit from its peak around 4,000. The ETF hype has kind of died down a little bit. Also, there was some expirations today that, for ETH and Bitcoin possibly contributing to that, the number going down a little bit. But if we look at the past 24 hours, you see ETH is down 4.6%. Current price is 36.96. If we look at Solana, current price is 180.97. And if we look at the 24-hour, they're up 4.7%. Past 7 days, Solana's up 24.6%, and ETH is down 5.4%. And we'll dig into why maybe those numbers are what they are. But let's take a look at the 24-hour volume of both. We see that ETH has 24-hour volume of 33 billion, pretty nice, and Solana's 4.14 billion in volume and transactions basically. But throughout the entire video, what we want to focus on is market cap. So we see Solana has a market cap of 80 billion versus versus Ethereum, which has 444 billion. So that's the market cap that we're looking at, and we want to see, is ETH that much better than Solana based on this market cap? If not, then Solana, in my opinion, has more room to grow than ETH does, right? Not to mention, you have some L2s that are helping ETH scale. We'll talk about some of the upgrades a little bit later. But, that, and then you have other L1s like Cardano, Avalanche, Sui, Near, that are eating into the market cap of ETH. Overall, I still think ETH is a very strong L1. Basically, it was the genesis, the Mac Daddy of all L1s. But let's see. So, to summarize the video that I made December 26, 2023, at that time, Sol's price was $121. ETH's price was $2,232. Today, we have a Sol price of $178.88. This is at the time I did the video, the prices fluctuated a little bit, and the ETH price at 36.45. So that would mean from the time I made the video, if I held on to ETH, I would have had an increase of 64%. My Solana bag increased only 48%. And if you look at that, just look on base of raw numbers, you'd be like, wow, I should have stuck with ETH. My thought process is ETH right now at the price of 2,000, 36,000, 4,000, I could buy more Solana than I can ETH. So if I, do the law of multiples, I still think that possibly, at the end, and this is still the beginning, we still haven't hit peak bull because Bitcoin halving doesn't happen until next month. After that, we'll see the real craziness. And yes, ETH price will go high. I'm pretty certain of it, especially if an ETF gets approved. But Solana has a chance to go up higher as well. And I have more of Solana than I would ETH. That's my rationale. Now, if we look at this according to BlockOn, Solana price surges overset 170, showing strong bullish momentum. Also, whale activity, positive derivatives data, and recent advancements in the Solana ecosystem contribute to the rally. Technical indicators support a strong buying sentiment with Sol trading at 168.57 at the time of this article, and the 24-hour trading volume exceeding 6.6 billion. Experts and analysts predict a potential 50% surge in Sol price, with targets ranging from 250 to 500 or even 1,000. Remember, at the time of the video, Sol's price was $121. Sol ETH chart shows a major breakout, suggesting Sol can outperform ETH by more than 70%. Again, I didn't write this article, it's just an article from Block on My, and you can take a look at that. It's up there, right there. And just take a look at the editor and whoever wrote that and their opinion. So if we look at the on-chain metrics, as far as smart money and institutions where they're investing, I would say for the past month, most of the money was going back into ETH, and possibly due to the ETH speculation, the ETF speculation, and also the Dencun upgrade. Now that most of that is passed, and it's looking less and less likely that the ETF will be approved for ETH in May, we're seeing a little change of the guard here. So for the week of March 11th, we see that ETH has an outflow of 2.1 million and an inflow of 23.6 million was into Solana. If we look at other L1s, we see Cardano had 800,000 into it. XRP had 1.5 million, and Polkadot had 2.7 million. But today's video is about ETH and Solana. So if we look at this week, we'll say as far as inflows go, Solana was the winner this week, but we'll take a look at next week as well. Now, VanEck, we know, is a big money manager here in the US. They predict that ETH's ETF may surpass Bitcoin's ETFs in popularity. Now, we know how crazy the popularity has been for the Bitcoin ETF. The amount of buying that's been going on since the approval in January has been ridiculous. And if this global investment firm thinks that, Ethereum could even surpass that, I mean, the price, prediction for ETH, if a ETF is approved, is going to be ridiculous. Not to mention that ETH is also, they burn ETH, so the price can be ridiculous. So ETH has that going forward as well. Pretty strong. And coming from VanEck, very respected. They see things that us normal retail buyers don't see. That's very positive for ETH. So according to this article, ETH has a 4 in 5 chance of hitting a new record in 2024. The last, I think, record was around last bull cycle, something in the 4,000. So I've been seeing predictions for $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 ETH. It's possible, especially if the ETF is approved. At the same time, analysts and online punters hopes for an ETH ETF approvals are dwindling. So what's driving the surge? So according to this article, they don't believe that the ETH ETF will be approved this year. However, due to the lack of supply and demand, that's going to increase the price of ETH. Obviously, same thing with Bitcoin. So that's positive there for ETH as well, as far as price action goes. So next thing is there's a letter that was dated this week. The senators are basically they sent something to the SEC. You see here, Honorable Chairman, blah, 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 Gary Gensler from the United States Senate. And senior Democrat leaders are requesting that he postpone or not approve future spot ETFs for crypto assets. Particularly that would be Ethereum. So in this letter, I'll go to the second page. It goes basically, we believe SEC should strictly limit the precedential application of these approvals. While the Bitcoin market has displayed serious weakness, I don't know what they're looking at, serious weakness, it is nonetheless far more established and scrutinized than the market for any other cryptocurrency. However, vulnerable Bitcoin may be fraud and manipulation. Markets for other cryptocurrencies are far more exposed to misconduct. We do not believe that other cryptos show the trading volumes or integrity to support associated ETPs, nor do we believe that market for futures on other cryptos are likely to demonstrate the tight correlation with spot markets that would enable meaningful market surveillance to deter and detect bad actors. Blah, blah, blah. Basically saying because of fraud and manipulation, SEC and Gary Gensler should not be approving future ETFs. And that's what kind of leads me to believe possibly, although SEC doesn't have a leg to stand on, obviously the same thing happened with Ripple. They lost their ASS and that, they can't keep delaying it. They approve futures ETFs, so spot ETFs have to be approved at some point. Not to mention BlackRock put in an application for a spot ETH ETF, and we know that BlackRock holds a lot of power and controls a lot. So this will be a slight delay for the ETF, but I imagine ETH ETF should be coming soon. Not to mention, we already talked about ETH's supply. It's deflationary, and according to the Ultrasound Money website, you see that, amount issued 17,000 ETH versus 42,000 ETH burnt. So price is ridiculous because of that supply and demand. I love it that it's deflationary. So that's good. Also, there was a Dencun upgrade, and Dencun upgrade basically, I guess it helped L2s more than it helped ETH. So the transaction fees or gas fees when you're using these L2s have gone down because of this upgrade. However, for ETH, it's still the same. You're still dealing with the same gas issues if you're dealing with ETH. Also, it allows the L2s to store data in blobs instead of expensive call data, and that's what helps supports that price decline. Now, if we look at Solana, we see that this is according to Solana Floor, that Binance Web3 wallet integrates Solana. It allows users to easily manage tokens, trade, and access dApps on the Solana network. So this is huge. Nice interaction with the Binance Smart Chain, which is very huge. Also, to talk about Binance, Solana flips Binance in 24-hour DEX trading volume. We see that Solana here is at 1.9 billion versus Binance 1.8 billion. Next, let's take a look at over 823 active wallets integrated with Solana ecosystem in the past 24 hours. That's a growth of 15%. And if you look at the new wallets created was 108,000. Look at that chart just going up. And that's what you want to see, right? That's what you want to see in the start of a bull market before things go crazy, parabolic, just the trajectory is going that way, up. Now, we look at Artemis, and I cover Artemis a lot in my videos here. You take a look at this here, you see that as far as daily active addresses, Solana has 1.1 million, and ETH daily active addresses or 457,000. So that's that. Daily transactions, Solana has 23 million versus ETH 1.3 million. DEX volume, Solana is at 2.2 million, and then ETH's at 2.9 million. So if we look at the 3-month change in DEX volume, Solana's up 154% versus ETH's up 94%. And then in collected fees, ETH's going to win that because they charge a lot for gas fees. They're up at 22,000 versus Solana, that number there. So that's that. Now let's take a look at inflows. So we see as far as stable coins, Solana had an inflow of 80 million in stable coins in the past 24 hours. That's nothing to blink about. Now let's look at NFTs. NFTs have been, going down, but they're coming up again. We know last bull cycle NFTs were the huge thing. So we talked about, we see active addresses, what's going on between the two chains, DEX volume and all of that. NFTs as well. ETH is big, right? 14 million, and then you have Solana right under it at 9.4 million. So as far as NFT sales go, so they're right there with them. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's look at DeFi. DeFi is where, ETH's king daddy right there. DeFi, they have 53 billion in total value locked. Solana's up there at 3.86 billion, right? So if you look at the difference, the only thing separating Solana and ETH right now is Tron, which is the Justin Sun project, and most of these numbers are probably fudged, and Binance. That's it. Binance and Tron separate ETH. And let's not count Tron, but you just basically have Binance. And Binance at 5.8 billion, Solana's at 3.8 billion. Based on what I just showed you, trajectory, I believe that Solana will be passing Binance Smart Chain. That will happen. Yes, it will. Before the year ends, I believe that it will pass them in DeFi. Now, let's take a look at Solana flips. We talked about that already. So let's take a look at the gas fees. So if we look at gas fees, we see that the average gas fee on ETH right now is at about 44 bucks to make a swap, whatever, changing an NFT into ETH or, a meme into ETH. NFT sales average is going to cost you about 74 bucks. Now, if we look at what's going on here, we see that ETH right now, as far as losing, right? This is according to wormholescan.io, we see that most of the, activity leaving ETH is going to Solana at 46 point, let's see here, 46.3%. And then we see Sui. Sui right now is looking pretty good. They're getting the other portion of it. And then if we look at the bottom here, we see that Arbitrum, Optimism, Moonbeam, Aptos has the rest of it. But, right now, most of the activity that's leaving ETH is going into Solana. And then after that, close second, it's going to be Sui. Now, key highlights as far as gas fees. So we covered about ETH gas fees ranging from 40 to 75 bucks. Solana offers some of the cheapest transaction fees in the crypto market, typically costing not even a penny, right? You see that 0.003 and 0.005. Solana burns 50% of all transaction fees, with the rest of distributed to validators. So that is interesting as well. So gas fees cheaper. Again, something that's faster, cheaper. That's probably where most people are going to gravitate to. And we're seeing that with what I just showed you here. All right. So next, Firedancer. Firedancer is set to launch this year. It's going to be another validator on Solana, and it's definitely going to help with scalability and security. And at the time of the test run, when they had a conference last year, on record, 1 million TPS. If you get 1 million TPS on any blockchain, that's what's going to drive the adoption. That's when you get the Visas and all the big merchants and big companies coming onto the blockchain. And that's what drives adoption. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Beyond its performance advantages, Firedancer will provide Solana validator nodes with a fourth software option to choose from, further reducing Solana's vulnerability to bugs, code exploits, and attacks. So that's something else that we will look forward to. So all this is happening on Solana before Firedancer even launch. Also, there is something called Sol Chat. It's another alt on the Solana blockchain, which is very interesting. So if you have a Solana, like a Phantom wallet, and someone else has a Phantom wallet, both of you guys can communicate based your wallet addresses. And the kicker is it's decentralized. No one has that information. Nobody can see it. You can talk about whatever you need to talk about, and it's within the blockchain. That is huge. Some people think it's nothing. Hey, whatever. I don't care about that. But to me, I think that's pretty decent, especially if you want to transact with somebody sending you something. You can call and look at that person's face, communicate with them. And I think that's going to be huge. A lot of people want to move to decentralization, whether you're a performer, entertainer, and you want to monetize your own content and you want to communicate with fans, whatever the case may be. I think this Sol Chat is going to be nice. And if you look at the charts for the past 2 weeks, it's been doing very, very well. I got a bag of Sol Chat as well. And I'm going to make a video on Sol Alts because I think there's a wealth of opportunity within that ecosystem. But that's pretty cool. Just looking here, you can see there's a video of it here. Someone's connecting, and look at that. Boom, right there. Communicating. Anatoly, co-founder of Solana, also did this and was basically amazed at the technology here. So just the beginning, right? Then we also have Pyth. Pyth is an oracle. So basically we know Chainlink is the big daddy, just like ETH is the big daddy, and Pyth's coming on as well. And if you look at the bottom there, these are all the different partnerships that they have. And also a lot of the newer chains are using Pyth as an oracle as opposed to Chainlink or with Chainlink. But again, the price I think of Pyth is very, very undervalued. It's another alt that's running on Solana that I think has great, great potential. Also, AI has been all the rage. Anything AI related, we know that's where the future is headed, has been going gangbusters, right? NVIDIA, you name it. Also, they have an AI play called Nosana. And obviously, you can take a look at this, do your own research and see if it's worth an investment. But I can say that it's been ripping for the past 30 days. So that's also on Solana. Not to mention it's memes. Memes are driving a lot of the activity on Solana. Not only because of memes, but a lot of the activity. And memes are all the rage right now. All the younger folks, my younger viewers and anybody, they love playing with memes. It's exciting. It's like a lottery. You love hearing stories about people putting $50 in and then, 100x, 1000x. And that's what people are excited about. and Solana has a ton. The popular one is Dog with Hat. We look at the past 7 days, up 24%, and market cap of 2.8 billion. Bonk is another big one, market cap of 1.9. Myro's up and coming, although the chart doesn't look great, but that's an up and comer, 322,000. You have Popcat, Solana's a big one. So there's just a lot of degen plays on the Solana blockchain. And if we look at the market cap as far as the Solana memes, it's 5.7 billion. 5.7 billion is crazy. 24-hour trading value, 1.6 billion for the Solana memes. So that's something to look at as well. Now we look at another meme. Since we're talking about that, they have one called Book of Memes. And right now it is going crazy. I don't know if it's too late to get into it, but if we look at this was not even 2 hours ago, up 516%. I missed that one. So Book of Memes is also on fire right now. But if you look at that, as far as the activity, 24-hour on-chain trading volume is the fourth. It's under the stable coin. So you have Solana number one, USDC, USDT, and then Book of Memes. That's crazy. Arthur Hayes, who was an ex-co-founder of or CEO of BitMEX, believes that Dog with Hat, which is the one I just talked about, will probably hit $10 this bull cycle. At the peak, at least. Now that sounds crazy, but hey, Dogecoin is over, 10 billion. Sheeb's over 10 billion. I can see Dog with Hat doing it as well, especially if it catches on. We'll see. Next, so I have a Phantom wallet, and obviously that's a native wallet for Solana. I also pre-ordered the Saga 2 phone, and because of that, I was airdropped this meme. I didn't ask for it. It just came. I just saw it. And the meme is about $50 right now. So imagine just because you have a wallet interacting with the ecosystem where you ordered a phone, you just get a free $50. Now it's up to you if you want to flip that into something else, but I think that's awesome. So to me, it's a chain that just keeps rewarding its users. And I think sky's the limit. That's crazy. And then we talked about that already. So let's go back to this again. So with everything I just talked about, do I regret my decision? No, I do not regret my decision. If anything, I'm more excited about the future for Solana. ETH's going to do well, and all my ETH holders, you're going to do very well. I just like where the future's headed with Solana. I think that I can have more of it. My returns, I think, will be greater because of that. And basically, I always come back to this. I look at the market cap between both chains, and do I think Ethereum's 444 billion versus 81 billion much better than Solana? And based on everything I just showed you, the answer to that question, in my opinion, is no. So my Solana bags will be filled. Right now it is kind of high, but I will still be DCAing into Solana and the ecosystem because I think that's where the gains are to be made. And the fees won't be killing my gains as well. So guys, that's my video for today. I hope you like it. And whatever you do this weekend, be safe. And, thank you for spending your time with me. And until next time. So again, I do not regret my decision for selling my ETH for Solana. As a matter of fact, I wish I had more Solana, and I'll be DCAing and getting more as well. Talk to you later. Bye.